Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'd mentioned this before, and I'd done a thread even on it, or a video on it, regarding the frame plugs on a ZRX. Now, the stock ZRX frame plugs are just, that's all they are. They're just a rubber bung. The bolt, there's a bolt goes through there. It's the upper, the rear engine mounting bolt, the upper one, and it just passes through there, and to get access to it you just pull these frame plugs out. But as I say, look, they're just a plain flexible rubber kind of a bung or a cap. So I want to make a nice set of frame plugs for that, and I needn't go into all of the machining, etc., because it's pretty boring if you're not, you know, if you're not really into looking at all the processes of machining. But I'll just mention a few things, and then I'll show you the finished frame plugs. All right, so for the main body of the frame plugs, we're going to use a piece of 35mm aluminium bar, and for the internal retaining piece that goes into the center, plus a retaining screw at the other end of it, that'll all have to be machined, a piece of 19 or 20mm brass bar. For the main center piece, these are just dust caps that have a Kawasaki logo on. For the retaining screw that goes into the end, I have to broach a hexagonal recess there to accept an Allen key of some description. And these are a set of brooches that I made and machined myself quite a number of years ago. This is a rotary brooch as well, you know, that I made, and then these are just individual ones, and then, you know, you bore a corresponding hole, and then you broach it with whatever hexagonal brooch of your choice that you're going to use. So, as I say, I'm not really, you know, I mean, I could go through cutting this off and machining it and turning it into, you know, the next piece and the next piece. But, you know, I think that, you know, and as I say, unless you're into looking at various machining processes on a lathe, I don't really know whether that would be very interesting. Also, there's going to be a spigot on the main part of this, and it is going to be retained, you know, like a push-in fit into the frame of the bike, and I'll machine two grooved recesses in that spigot, and use a couple of suitable O-rings to hold all that. So let's do it. All right, guys, so as I say, here are all the pieces laid out for to make these two frame plugs, and that's a stock rubber bung frame plug. So you can see there that where's that piece of hang on, Right, there are these pieces here, which, as I say, are the main body machined from this here aluminium. So that's it, and you can see they're step machined the whole way down through them, and on the inside or on the back side as well. Both of them are exactly the same. These are the twin recesses here that I have machined to accept these rubber O-rings that will retain it as it fits into the bike frame. These are the brass central pieces, and again, those are step machined, and there's a number of different features on that, you know, just to break up the overall size that would be. And then these are the little screws that would retain the machined dust caps, and you know, that's the way they are there, you know, threaded, and those are broached, like I was saying, to accept. I mean, you could do it whatever. I just wanted to do it for a 5mm Allen key. So that's basically it. I'll show you one put together. So we're basically just putting that on there like that, that on there like that, right? And then we can put this, as you can see, that's machined, and there's a recess down in there, and then there's another piece at the base of that so that it doesn't fall the whole way through. So that will go like that, and then that there will simply go in there like that. Okay, now if you want, you can line up those decorative holes with these ones, or you can just have them sitting in there random, and then that there just basically goes in like that to hold the whole thing together. And that's it. That's it there. All right, guys. I'll put the other one together and show you them both sitting finished. All right, guys, so there you go. That's them both sitting finished. And as you can see, that little retaining screw there just fits in there just really nice, just leaving it fractionally proud at the back there, just as another nice wee feature. So there they are. Okay, guys, so I'll set it back there a wee bit. I'll just stick one of them into the bike frame, and you can have a wee look at that. Okay. All right, guys, so let's fit one of these here and let you see what it looks like. So it's just a matter of taking this, obviously this stock one out, and putting just a wee smear of grease around the inside. Just helps it to, you know, the rubber rings or rubber O-rings to just slide in easier. Just a wee drop around there like that. Okay, and then you're just sort of lining it up that it's, you know, sort of in line, straight. You know, you can move it a wee bit whenever you get it in, but still, just push it in like that, and that's it. That's it, guys. So does not look a lot better than that. Some people might think, oh no, I like that better. But anyway, look, there it is. There it is. I'll take this camera off and let you see it. You have to keep a hand over on it to get it to focus good, you know, because for whatever reason, and I've tried doing this here before on previous ones, when you try and you know, show it in daylight, somehow it doesn't focus very well, you know. But anyway, look lads, there it is. So I'm very well pleased with that. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in as always. That one was short and sweet, and I hope you enjoyed it, but stay tuned for the next one. Look, see the way it goes out of focus again? I'll put my hand over. There you go. You gotta get my hand in it to sort of let you see it properly. Anyway, you get the idea. Okay, guys. All the best. See you later.